Hi guys, hope you're doing well. So this video is actually not my full review of the iPhone 12 mini. I'll definitely be putting that out soon. But I've already made a lot of videos on this phone, including the battery test of this phone and also camera comparisons. So make sure to check that out as well. I'll put the links in the card above. This video is actually something interesting, and actually I'll be jotting down all the main points why I almost returned this iPhone 12 mini and actually why I didn't. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. Now the first point why I almost returned this phone is that the screen size is actually small. Well, if you have watched my previous videos, then you might have noticed that I actually mentioned that this screen is not that mini. It's actually comfortable, and yes, it is. But see, I'll clearly put this out. I actually like to watch content on this phone like YouTube or Netflix with my wife. So for two people, this screen is actually really small. I mean, you actually need a bigger screen because whatever subjects that you watch in your movie or even text if you have in the movie, it becomes difficult to read that because it's very tiny and very small. So if you don't use an iPad, or even if you have a TV, if you still have the habit and if you prefer watching content on your phone, then probably this screen size, if you're watching alone, it's fine, but if you're watching with someone else, then it becomes really small. And the another thing regarding the screen size is that I actually am using this as my editing rig. So I am editing my photos and videos, everything on this phone. So if you use LumaFusion, then all the components of LumaFusion can be really cramped. The first time I actually even opened LumaFusion on this phone, I was actually disappointed because all the elements feel too cramped and it just takes away that smooth experience. I'm also using Power Director, and Power Director actually, it does not have a lot of elements on their UI. That's why it does not feel that cramped even on this screen. But I am preferring LumaFusion these days and it does feel a lot cramped. Now the next thing that I did not like is the squared edges that is there. I have used the previous iPhone SE, the first generation, that had the squared edges, and also my wife had the iPhone 5s. So I am pretty much used to that squared edge design. But the thing is that those devices were really even smaller than this, and for smaller devices like that, a thick block of squared edge design, you can say, that is fine to say. But this is a bigger device, and that's why I think the even bigger device is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Actually, it's a bit uncomfortable to hold, and I am also using the iPhone 10R side by side since 2 years now. And after using that round edges, I am feeling a bit uncomfortable on the squared edge design. Now, even if you put on a case, that sharp edges will still be there. So if you don't prefer that, because I am mentioning this point because one of my buddies actually mentioned in the comment section in one of my previous videos, he simply did not like the squared edge design. That's why he's going for the older iPhone 11. And even though this is something that you might get used to, but it's something that that was bothering me. Now the next thing that I want to point out is heating. Now, when you record Dolby Vision HDR videos for a long period of time, or even if you're gaming for a long period of time, the thermal envelope of this phone is not as good as the ones on the iPhone 12 and Pro version. This is something that was bugging me and was getting me worried sometimes, because when I was like editing videos, especially I am now recording Dolby Vision HDR, I've got this now, that has become my thing. I am loving Dolby Vision HDR, but recording that for a longer periods of time on this phone, I know that is a very heavy thing to do on a phone, but still the heating issue is there. Now the thermal management is good, so after some time that heat does go away, that does dissipate. It's there and it's not there. So the next problem that I had with this phone was the battery capacity. Notice that I'm mentioning that the battery capacity, not the battery life. Because if you have seen my other videos about my battery life and battery test, I'm actually able to get good battery life on this phone today when this phone is brand new. But that is not a major concern now because we, at least the people I know and me, are not going out that much because of the situation that is going on. But by next year, the battery of this phone might deplete a bit, and especially I'm using a really super fast charger with this, so the battery might deplete. So I'm not seeing a good battery life on this phone 2 years down the line. Hence, I don't imagine myself using this phone, or at least expecting from the battery for a longer duration, like at least 2-3 years. And the next thing I did not like was this phone is ultra prone to scratches, like especially the screen because of the ceramic shield. I get that it's tough and all, but to be honest, I actually got one scratch already, and many reviewers out there I have seen, they also are getting those scratches. So, I mean, this is something because getting the screen replaced, I mean, that is very costly actually. Just in 2 weeks of usage, I've already got one scratch. So, I don't know what to say about that now. Now the next thing that I did not like is about iOS 14 bugs. iOS 14 has a lot of bugs, and the worst thing about iOS, especially compared to the Android phone that I'm coming with, the S20 Ultra, the RAM management is not really good, especially background app support. Now I have kept on the background app refresh for all the apps, but still what happens is even if I'm keeping 2 apps open, then also the other app refreshes. So I really don't like this thing actually, because what happens is, like even if you're transferring a file or something, the transfer stops actually. It does not run in background. So I really did not like this thing, especially coming from my Android phone where such a thing did not happen at all. I could keep 10 apps open, 10 apps were running fluently in the background. So this is the one thing I did not like. Now let's move on to why I did not return this phone. The first thing and the main thing I would say is the A14 Bionic chip. I was previously editing all my YouTube videos on my laptop, but then I found editing on a phone to be more efficient and more time saving. So I started editing on my Android phone. Even coming from that, when I started editing on this phone, man, editing 4K videos is such a breeze on this phone. I don't have to even render previews, and even in the timeline, everything is so smooth, and the render times are also so great. Like that day, I was just rendering my previous video that was about 13 minutes or so. That got completed in just around 2 minutes. The render time, the actual render time, I'm saying, it is actually really impressive. I mean, I was previously thinking of buying a MacBook Pro for my YouTube videos, but now I am starting to think that probably I can just get a 4K OLED monitor and a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, and I can just use this phone as my processor, and I'm good to go. So probably that might be an overstatement for Adobe Premiere Pro, or even if you're using apps which are not on iPhone like Final Cut Pro and all. But still, this is a big thing for me at least. I mean, I'm getting so much horsepower in this phone, so giving up this phone I won't do that, at least for this A14 Bionic chip. Now the next thing is Dolby Vision HDR. So this is something actually I first thought that I might not use it that much, because everyone was saying that it's not that supported and you have to do like extra steps you have to take to just edit the video first and then convert it to SDR and then upload. But I actually did not find any issue with this. I mean, yes, you can directly upload as a Dolby Vision HDR video, but taking into LumaFusion or even iMovie and then just converting them back, it's pretty simple actually. So what I did was couple of my previous videos that I shot was in Dolby Vision HDR, and then I converted to SDR with no hiccups to say. There were no lags, there were no shutters, even processing Dolby Vision HDR. So I think that's a pretty commendable thing. Now the next thing is the almost perfect cameras. If you haven't seen my camera comparison, do check it out. I'll put the link in the cards above. To say, I am really impressed with the cameras on this phone. Like, they capture a lot of details and the dynamic range is so good, especially even if you're shooting directly into the sun. It really handles that processing well. Well, in some areas, I was not that impressed with the camera, but if I'm not comparing with any other flagship phone side by side, it actually captures a lot of details, and with a few rounds of minor editing, I can quickly get a really impressive image. And it's also super easy to edit photos on this phone just in photo editor app. Improving the definition, structure on the photo editor of this iPhone, it actually makes a huge difference in the photo. If the same thing I do in Android, then it's not processed that well. So I hope you know what I mean. But I just want to say that this is a great camera phone, one of the best out there. So giving up this phone would be a mistake. Now the next thing is that the size is really perfect to hold. I don't think you would get such a perfect size phone out there, especially a flagship phone. I have previously used the Samsung S10e, which was also a smaller size phone, but this is just perfect for now. Now the next reason why I did not return is because they did not take my return. But that's fine, I have no regrets. And actually, after 2 weeks now, yeah, there was a point where I was going to return this phone, but after 2 weeks, I am actually used to this phone now, and I'm even editing all my videos and stuff on this phone, and I'm pretty much used to it. I'm also watching content, I also watch movies on this phone. I'm pretty much used to it and I have no regrets now whatsoever. But my intent of making this video was to highlight those points which bothered me, so that you can also relate these points with yourself and make the right purchase decision. So that's it guys, hope you guys like this video. A sub would be really appreciated. Do give a thumbs up if you like this video, and also let me know in the comment section if you have any suggestions or thoughts. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.